is about 8th class biological science. Second lesson, cell, the basic unit of life. The cell basic unit of our earth is a beautiful place where different types of organisms are going to exist happily. So different types of organisms means the from minute mosses to the huge organisms. So from minute to huge organisms. Minute mosses means a tiny plant or a tiny organism to a huge organisms. They are going to coexist on the earth. Coexisting means surviving or living upon the earth. So here it is going to confirm that invisible bacteria to huge blue whales are also going to exist on the earth. So here tiny microorganisms to huge blue whales are also existing on the earth. So here, before the first microscope, who was invented by 300 years ago, first microscope was invented 300 years ago. 300 years ago, microscope was invented. So after 300 years ago, here there are many scientists who are observing and describing unknown world with the help of this microscope only. So how we are knowing that microorganisms are also living on the earth with the help of this microscope only. The scientists are able to see the microorganisms are from tiny to huge microorganisms. The scientists are able to see and they are going to tell us with the help of pictures. Among the scientists, the most important scientists are, first one is So, among all the scientists who have discovered by their hard work of 350 years, they invented the microscope. Among all the scientists, these four scientists are very famous. First one is Athanasius Kircher. He worked from 1601 to 1680 years. In between these years, he worked upon the microscope and microorganisms. And Jan Somandaram, 1637 to 1680, he worked for those many years. Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, 1632 to 1732, he worked for 10 years upon the microorganisms. And next is Robert Hooke, 1635 to 702 years, these all the scientists. So Antony van Leeuwenhoek 1632 to 1732, he has worked almost 100 years among the microorganisms. And next Robert Hooke 1635 to 702 years, they worked upon the microorganisms to know about the cell and their basic unit of life. And here you have to recall all the living organisms now. So what are the living organisms? Living organisms are known as the basic functions. We have to learn now. You have to recall all the living organisms which are going to carry out certain basic functions. Can you list off those functions? Different sets of organisms are also going to perform specific functions. Now, do you know what is the basic structure of the cell or a unit of an organ? Now, to study about the structures, what we need? We need a microscope. Without a microscope, we cannot study the basic unit of a cell. So, with the help of the microscope only, it is possible or to know very well about the basic unit of a cell. Now, here, now how you have to take a who discovered the cell first? Discovery of cell. Now we have to learn. Discovery of cell. Then who discovered the cell? It was in the year 1665. Who discovered? Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke discovered microscope. He is a British scientist. He is a British scientist. So, in the year 1665, Robert Hooke discovered microscope. He is a British scientist and he observed him under a cork or slices of cork or a soft bark. So, what he observed means slices of cork or bark of the plant. He observed it under the microscope. So here under the microscope there will be a small magnifying lens device. With the help of it we can observe the living organisms or a cell. Here is the microscope, you can see very clearly. So this is the microscope. Robert Hooke invented the microscope. So with the help of this microscope only we can see the cells. So here the Robert Hooke observed the slices of the cork. So while he observed this cork under the microscope, it resembled as a honeycomb. The cork resembled as a honeycomb. Honeycomb will be like this, no? Like a web. So the bark of the slice of a cork looks like a honeycomb. Now consisting of many empty spaces or empty boxes. So here so many empty spaces or boxes resembles under the microscope. He thought the cork was made up of very small cavities. So the cork is made up of what? Very small cavities. Cavities means holes, or it resembles like a boxes, empty boxes. So Robert Hooke called these cavities as cells. So these cavities Robert Hooke called as cells. And here the cell is a Latin word for a little room. So this cell is the Latin word which is known as a little room. So this is about the cells which are present in the cork. So this is the picture of a cork which resembles the cells or a tiny empty rooms or spaces called as a cells. So Robert Hooke has discovered these cells or sections of cork appeared like this under the microscope. Now let us resemble how Robert Hooke might discover the cork. Now activity 1. Observing the matchstick. Activity 1. Observing the matchstick. So here we have to observe a matchstick. Now it will be difficult to get a cork now for us. So therefore let us try to take a similar structure like a matchstick. It resembles the structure of a cork. Now take a matchstick and soak it in water for half an hour. Now soak it in water. For half an hour, and after half an hour cut the slices from it. Now after completing half an hour, take the matchstick and cut the thin slices of this matchstick. Then after select a thin slice, very thin slice, and place it on a slide. Now place it on a slide and cover it with the cover slip, or brush it with the help of the cover slip. And after covering with the cover slip, there should be no air bubbles. We have to take the precautions that there should be no air bubbles. This is the sample or a slice, and this is the cover slip and slide. So now we have to make sure that there should be no air bubbles. If the air bubbles are present while you are watching under the microscope with this slide, what it will be appearing? Only you can see air bubbles only. That's why we should be very careful while covering it with the cover slip. And now if you are able to see this slide under the microscope, just like the honeycomb, or just like how the cork has seen by the Robert Hooke, it resembles the similar structure. The cells of the cork will be appeared like a web or a tiny holes or boxes like this. So lot of cells are going to be appeared in the this matchstick slice. Here the discovery of cell by Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke is a lifetime history in his life, a milestone in the history of a science about these cells. So that's why the cell is the basic unit of for each and every living organism or non-living organism. So here the cells of a cork and a matchstick are dead cells. So the cells of a cork or matchstick are dead cells because already it has cut down. These two are cut down and dried up in the sunlight. Then the dead cells are also going to appear as cells. So here, can we see living cells under the microscope? Yes, even though the dead cells are appearing under the microscope, the living organisms also can be appearing under the microscope as given in the. Now we have to do another activity. By doing this activity, we can see the living cells. Activity 2. In this activity, we are going to learn about the living cells. So activity 2 is based on observing an onion peel. Onion peel. Now by observing on the onion peel an onion and cut out a small fleshy portion from a bulb. So this is the onion bulb. From this onion bulb, what you have to do, you have to take a thin slice. After cutting it, you will get a thin slice. Now break this into pieces into small parts. So now break this into pieces and small parts. You can also do this experiment at your home. all the children are staying at home only, no? Try to do this experiment at your houses. So here you can see a thin slices, and here separate them slowly. Separate them slowly. Here you can see a thin layer will be appearing here in the middle of the layers. So these while you are separating this peel, you can observe the thin slices. So if you place this thin slice under the microscope, you can observe the cells present in this onion piece. Now take that onion peel piece and fresh it, means it remove all the dirt particles and remove the dust particles and keep it on a slide. Take a slide and keep this onion piece on a slide, and what you have to do, you have to cover it with the cover slip. Cover it with the cover slip, and what the precautions we have to take, that there should be no air bubbles on the slide and cover slip. In between these two, cover slip and slide, there should be no air bubbles. So after observing this onion slice, you can observe the cells like this. You can observe the portions or partitions. So like this you can observe. In this what will be present? Cells are present in each and every part of the box or part of the cell. So you can observe the onions peel cell. So here there are two different pictures of a onion peel cells, which are observed under the microscope. We cannot observe like these pictures with our naked eye. So these are the picture 4 resembles the slide upon the under the microscope. Now here actually the cells will be present like this. The cells will be present like this. So here observing the human cheek cell. Then next is the activity 3, observing the human cheek cells. Activity 3. Observing the human cheek cell. So here what we have to do, you have already prepared a temporary slide for the onion peel. Now you have to take another slide for the cheek cells, your own cheek cells. Now wash your mouth cleanly first. Then take a clean wooden or plastic spoon and scrap the inner surface of the cheek. Scraping means just like take a spoon and take small layer of that your saliva, and keep two things in mind. The first one is wash the spoon thoroughly before keeping in your mouth, and secondly do not scrap too hard. గట్టిగా రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, బ్లడ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో డోంట్ డూ లైక్ దట్. సో నౌ ఎల్స్ యువర్ cheek is going to hurt yourself. Now take the scraping later. You have to collect the place and drop it on a slide. Like how we prepared the slide for onion peel, like that only we have to prepare a slide. And what you have to do, take a drop and place it on the slide and cover it with the cover slip. Now cover it with the cover slip. And what happens, if you will observe this under the microscope, draw the figure what you have observed under the microscope. So there will be a irregular shape of cells will be observed like this. Irregular shape of cells will be observed like this. These are human cheek cells. Human cheek cells. You can see it very clearly in your textbook. like this. So these are the human cheek cells without stain. Staining means if you will add any color, it appears in colorful picture. So this is today's class about onion peel and the human cheek cell. The cells are similar in structure, but the size varies from larger to smaller. Now a significant observation. A significant observation. Here the observation of a scientist named Robert Brown. So Robert Brown has observed in the year 1773 to 1855. 1773 to 1855. What he did, he observed a significant contribution our understanding of cells. So he made a significant observation and contribution how we are going to understand about the cells. Among different parts of cells, the nucleus is the most well known part. So suppose this is a cell. So inside the cell there will be a nucleus. Nucleus is a common part and well known part to all of the people. So this is the cell wall, and this is the nucleus. So this is the most essential and important part for each and every cell. And though generally it is believed that fleece fountain he is also a scientist. In the year 1730 to 1805, 1730 to 1805, what he did, he observed the nucleus present on the cells, epithelial cells. So he observed epithelial cells. So he also observed a nucleus in the epithelial cells. These cells are present in the parts of the plants. So next is these epithelial cells are the outermost layer of the animal body. So these are present in the animal body also, outermost layer of the animal body. So epithelial cells are present in the outermost layer of the animal body. So here, so this was discovered in the 18th century. 18th century. So epithelial cells are discovered in 18th century. Now the credit observed by the nucleus in different types of cells are recognized it. So Robert Brown has discovered the epithelial cells and cells which are present in the nucleus. So nucleus is the most important part of the cells. So here you can see his image, the Robert Brown image. So he observed epidermis of orchid leaves. Observing cells in the epidermis of orchid leaves, Brown noticed a circular spots was slightly more opaque than surrounding areas. So the structures were present are cells as well. So here is a plant cell, you can observe it. Here is the plant cell. In plant cell, what is there? Cell wall, nucleus, cytoplasm and stomata. Stomata, everyone knows what is the function of the stomata. Stomata is helpful in exchanging the gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen. So Robert Brown noticed that this internal part of the cell. So each and every part or each and every body has a cell. In that cell, the nucleus is present. So in his observations, what he said this was in the year 1831. So he observed in the year 1831. 1831. So in the year 1831, it means that the gaps was around. So suppose here is a cell. So these each and every portion or partition is known as a gap. So the gaps, what he said, around 118 years between first observation was done around the cell in 1650. So these gaps are discovered in the year 1650 by Robert Brown. So he discovered or observed the gaps between the cells of a pigs. And now he observed the nucleus also. So what is the function of the nucleus? It is going to split or exchange the food materials from one cell to the another cell in a plant body or animal body. Shown about the plant cell, no? Here in the above figure we can observe the stomata. What is the functioning of the stomata? The stomatas are present in the parts of the or edges of the leaf. So stomatas are present in the edges of the leaves or margin of the leaf. So what is its function? Its function is to exchange the gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide and oxygen. So is it going to take oxygen like us, like a human being? No, it is going to take carbon dioxide as its exhalation process, and inhalation process is inhalation is carbon dioxide and exhalation is oxygen. So like that, during the daytime this process is going to happen, but during the night time it is going to inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide only. So here is the plant cell picture, you can observe very clearly.